Do you see that as parallel to what they're using today as Al-Qaeda?
I developed a real strong policy after my first book came out because so many people were threatening me, and I thought, man, if I can't prove it to the point where they even have to accept it, absolutely, I ain't going to say it. I may give an opinion, I may suggest thoughts with respect to Al-Qaeda. I have really strong mixed feelings because, as you know, I kind of lived and grew up there. Used to speak that lingo, Farsi, Iran.
Can you say something in Farsi?
Shaman Farsi minonim, Farsi minonam, es michomachis. Chansaldari.
Now you'll have to translate.
Oh, I said, do you speak Farsi? I speak Farsi. What's your name? How old are you? Where do you live? Well, I majored in philosophy of religions in the world, and that was what my degree was in before I went to law school. The Shiites and the Sunnis, absolutely, the two main sects of Islam, absolutely make the old Protestant Catholic thing look like amateur hour. I mean, they take it serious, super serious, to the point where I don't see how we're ever going to force them, quote, to live together. I think we ought to segment them off, let them... Oh, and they have one other rule, more fundamental than anything else, that both Shiites and Sunnis absolutely agree on. If the infidel occupies the Holy Land, then all Muslims have a duty to become martyrs and have the Holy War. The Holy War to evict and drive out the infidel.
The jihad?
Jihad. Both of them have the same word.
Now, is it true that the word Al-Qaeda didn't even exist until 8 years ago or something?
My understanding, correct.
And that it literally means the base?
The base or the standard, I don't know.
I've also heard that it was really devised from a database. And I'm thinking that the base...
I have heard that too. Do I know? No. And if I don't know, I don't say.
You don't say.
I heard the same thing.
Last time we spoke, you had great optimism about what Senator Chuck Hagel was doing and where he was going.
Of course, as a consequence, he's not going to be able to run now. Had to drop out because I think he got Mr. Bush so unhappy that...
Because he was doing the right thing.
I think he was doing what he believed in. I think he was doing what he thought was necessary. I think he was doing what he thought represented the people. And I think he was also taking a lot of input from my letter. You read my letter, right? And did you see that article from 20, 30 years ago that's headlines in the World Herald called me the prophet because I had predicted the oil crisis and the what's his name? Who was Ayatollah Khomeini? I predicted, before anybody even heard of his name, I predicted he was going to take over and it would completely change and we'd almost be at war with him. And then, of course, they had the hostage crisis and everything.
Well, great prophet, what do you see for Iran?
Let me give you some background and understanding that most Americans don't have. Iran is about 90% Shiite. Most of the Shiites, 80% probably, of all the Shiites in the world are located in Iran. Iraq is where the next biggest group of Shiites are. Even though it's only a fraction of what they have in Iran, it is a majority in Iraq. The most interesting thing of all is the Shiites hate the Sunnis and vice versa, worse than the devil hates holy water, even though they're both Muslims.
You're aware of false flag terror events that have happened. Do you see... Yes, do you acknowledge that?
Yes, I acknowledge.
Gulf of Tonkin, which is now declassified. Do you see something similar happening in Iran? Do you predict this as the prophet to justify going to war?
There are those that believe that. I see it as a real possibility.
But you don't know.
I would hope our government had not gone to the lengths that would require to have kind of a secret plan going all on so you can deliberately start a war. You understand? So I hope that's not true. I recognize the possibility and that a lot of people maybe believe that. I sure don't know. I fear something like that. But
Do you see our government as being the ones making the ultimate decision in that anyway?
Or do you think it'll be the Iranians?
No, I think it's the global entity that probably has hands in both governments.
Probably a lot of truth in that. But do I know?
No.
Do I say if I don't know? No.
No. Okay, fair enough.
Hey, did you hear the story on the news here yesterday or the day before about Senator Ernie Chambers from Nebraska suing God?
No. Tell me more.
Well, he did. It got all kinds of national news because he was suing God to make a point, and so I've got a copy of the lawsuit here I'm going to give you because who knows?
Did he make his point?
God may reply. Or maybe his prophet.